As we have at MetLife Stadium at East Rutherford, New Jersey. A few minutes ago, the hometown Jets were introduced to this sellout crowd, and it's a roar that could be heard across the river in Manhattan. They're set to go as their Jets will match up with Derek Carr and the Oakland Raiders. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
We got this. Side. 50, Mike 50. Rip left, rip left. Double tight, double tight.
The fifth year back from Texas, this is Malcolm Brown. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Vontaze Burfict, the one to get him down.
2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now a give, right side. It's Brown. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Open man is Anderson. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Mike 5-4. Coming for you. Chance. Lady.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tahir Whitehead. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Anunwa, the intended target. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Brandon Copeland coming in hard that time on the blitz, and he gets him down. It's a loss of 4.
2nd down.
Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Now Carr. This is caught by Antonio Brown. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
The first carry for DeAndre Washington. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Give them 12 yards that time and an Oakland 1st down. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs, gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
They run it with a rookie from Alabama, Josh Jacobs. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
19-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Check, 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 check. Hey, 734. 29.
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. Flush to his right. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And Wilson has it. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
At the 7-yard line.
Monday, down. 180. Let's put that team on the
Here's Jacobs. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of the story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what'd you say to him?
Yeah, it was really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time I'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th. The kick by Carlson is good. Last season for Carlson, bit of a strange rookie year. Won the Vikings job, then was let go week 2 after going 0 for 3, but he picked things back up.
Remember, he was drafted to cure their kicking woes, and he ends up going 0 for 3 against Green Bay, including the potential game winner. Gets cut, picked up by the Raiders, 16 for 17 the rest of the season. I'd say at the end of the year, a pretty good success story.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Mike, check, 59. I'm coming.
Here's Darnold. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for. And it's 3rd down. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Here we go, son. Check, Mike 54.
Elijah McGuire with it, the 3rd-year man from Louisiana. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. 2nd quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now a give, right side. It's Brown. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tahir Whitehead. There he goes, right side. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And job 1 here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. 31 yards there and a 1st down. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Hauled in by Anderson, left side. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down. He was the leading receiver for the Jets a season ago. Robbie Anderson, 50 catches, over 750 yards, and getting more and more comfortable with Sam Darnold. Now a year plus under their belts collectively. You'd figure that those numbers for Anderson might be trending further north. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. First red zone opportunity now for the Jets. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
On 2nd down now, it's Brown. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation.
Makes it 3rd and 11.
Mike's on side. 9. Defense wins championships, baby.
They'll wind up getting 8, but it's not enough. 4th down. On 4th down, the Jets turning to Chandler Catanzaro for the field goal try. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Catanzaro's kick is right through. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football? It says finish on it, because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Shotgun now for Carr. And now he'll tuck it and run. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Tremaine Johnson that time there to force the incompletion.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Townsend to punt it. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Crowder now to return. So not just running into the punter, but roughing the punter.
And I'm struggling with this one. You know, you're watching it, partner. Is it more the first rather than the latter? This is a tough one. Almost feels like he felt like he had to call it on that play.
So a big break. The roughing the kicker called on 4th down leads to 1st and 10. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 44-yard line.
On 2nd and 12, Carr over the middle here to Brown. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
That's what I'm talking about.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Out to the right here to Wilson. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, what's the plan of attack here? Very late second quarter, and look where the ball is.
Yeah, bad spot for you. But the defense has all 3 timeouts. So what you're telling your team is ball security number 1. It's not all on the running backs if you decide to run the football. That offensive line has got to protect them and wedge out some space because you can't just kneel. They take 3 timeouts. They're going to get the ball back in good field position with a chance to put points on the board. You've got to try and get a first down and run out this first half.
Mike, you're outside. Check, 59, 59. Hey, man, watch the boot, watch the boot. He's crashing. He's checking crack.
From the gun, the running back, McGuire. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number one. Anunwa's got it, complete. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Now, the Raiders going to burn their third and final timeout, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Here's Lachlan Edwards now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. Carr now on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. To throw again. Carr. Man open left side is Brown. And some room to work. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. They give him a gain of 38.
38 yards on the play. First down, Raiders.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. He hit his first. Now this from 43. Carlson able to put this one through. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game, as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jordan Jenkins in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
they need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go into the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Another try after the first down sack. Carr in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. C.J. Mosley, the linebacker, making sure his presence is felt. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Carr throwing the out route incomplete. That's Wilson. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, Look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half.
At their own 20-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Darnold now to throw. Out right here to Herndon. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. And by the end of last year, Herndon had solidified himself as the primary tight end for New York. Now, overall, second leading receiver in 2018 on the team behind Robbie Anderson. In fact, his 39 catches, most among rookie tight ends in the league a season ago. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front, because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Darnold from the red zone now. Dancing to his left. And avoids the contact by sliding. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Give him 3 on the gain there, 2nd and goal.
At the 4-yard line.
Second and goal from inside the 5. A first carry for Trenton Cannon. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Trenton Cannon, his first touchdown on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point good by Catanzaro. And the lead down to 3 at 13-10. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession, and that was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them. Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings them up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Carr. This is caught. It's Ryan Brand. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
Right now. Right there, right there. 180. Hey, we're good. 185.
Throwing on first down is Carr. Throw left side, taken in by Washington. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Again, they'll throw with Carr. Got an open man. It's Washington. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
Not only did we just see back-to-back nice gains, but we're also seeing the confidence rise, not just for the guy who caught it, but the guy throwing it as well.
And these back-to-back catches here out of the backfield, that can set something up downfield in a later sequence, right?
A lot of the time, it starts to draw the defense closer to the line of scrimmage. So to your point, show this swing pass, show this check down. Maybe later on you heave one deep when you catch him close to the spot.
A gain of 4 yards. First down, Raiders.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw is Carr. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Carr on the give. It's Washington. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive. And once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, it's Carr. Throw right side, complete to Williams. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. The kick by Carlson is good, and that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But, you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Tyre Whitehead, top 10 in tackles last year, up to make the play. And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down.
Here we go,
The shotgun snap for Darnold. And that is incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, A field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Carr going to throw. Man open left side. It's Williams. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. 7 yards there and a first down.
A gain of 7.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
On first down, Carr. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football.
Down. 180. Yeah. You don't want none. Check.
From midfield, here's Carr. It's complete to Brown, right side. And deep he goes into Jets territory before being taken down. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run. So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10.
They still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong football. Monday. Watch twist.
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. Buying time to his left. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
Thrown to the sideline and incomplete. It leads to 2nd and 10.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Once again, it's Jacobs. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
Of course, they have the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away. This is taken at the 3. Room here to run. And he's going to wind up bringing this one inside the 45-yard line.
There's no downplaying that we all knew that this was a critical possession, and to get a return like that to start things off, that's the spark that they needed. That's the spark they were looking for.
Elsewhere, they're into the 4th at FedEx Field. And it's the Redskins that have now taken the lead there late. If they can hold on to that lead to the end, it would up their win total to 7.
What's that? 54, right there, right there. Man, 80. Here it comes. watch that. Check, Mike, 54.
A first down throw, Darnold. Looking sideline, incomplete.
Just work with me a second here, because in my lifetime, seeing how quarterback percentages have changed in throwing the football, I mean, back in the good old days, if you were around 50%, you were doing okay. But now, you need to be 65 to 70% to be considered an elite quarterback. And in this ball game, it feels like we're playing old school, right around 50%.
Yeah, he's under 50%. He needs to start hitting more targets. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on third down. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. On 4th down, Darnold. That's to his running back, complete. And he will have the first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On first down, Darnold completes it to McGuire out of the backfield. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Jet first down. On first down, here's McGuire. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Now a give right side. It's Brown. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a walk. And this is caught out for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Catanzaro now for the extra point. And the lead is down to 2. So a little under 50 seconds to go. Plenty of time if they can get this onside kick. And it's the Raiders that'll come up with it. And that will put victory in sight for the silver and black. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Right now, 54 Mike. Here we go.
The Raiders likely going to get out of this with a victory as they take a knee. And this, not always an easy proposition, Charles. You had a West Coast team that traveled east, but they got the job done.
And there's so much that goes into it because your body time and your body clock different from what you're used to west, because if you go east, you're going to lose up to 3 hours, right? So is your body going to be awake when it's time to play? A lot of teams actually rehearse it. They practice it. Maybe the week of the game, they move everything up to that time frame so guys get used to doing it that way. I remember when I played at Tennessee, when we had to go from east to west, our trainer, Tim Karen, said, leave your watches on East Coast time. Every piece of information we got was East Coast Standard Time. Try to psychologically tell us what to do, as well as prepare our bodies the same way.
So for the Raiders, their playoff chances take an uptick as they move to 7-4. And they'll have another road date next week with the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for the Jets, it's a loss that sets them back in their playoff push as they fall to 6-5. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the Bengals.